two cars, one goal: to win. Follow the new 3GT racing team in a 6-part series as they make a name for themselves in their first year on the IMSA circuit. We're taking you behind the scenes, behind the wheel, and into the drivers' lives outside the track. The all-access ride-along starts right now. This is In the Pit with 3GT Racing.
I've come from an open wheel background. Now I'm racing in a GT car, and as you say, it's not a GT car which has been around for a long time. This is the first year working with the RC F. There's obviously been a significant amount of testing, development, and stuff like that. But everything is pretty much starting from a blank piece of paper. You know, for me as a driver, I'm starting in a completely new category. For Lexus as a brand, it's first time racing in IMSA as a manufacturer in GTD, and then the first time for the team, all brand new people. So it's quite exciting to be part of something, you know, from the ground up.
Stand by for the start. Stand by. Leaders are in 13. Stand by. Open mic. Open mic. Ready. Ready. Green flag. Green flag. Go, 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 go.
So we actually had some experience with Jack previously in IMSA. He ran in our prototype challenge car, and we were really impressed with him then. He was able to jump in the car and provided really good feedback. Jack's a good person. He works hard. He's honest. Every time you get him in the car, you know that he's going to give you 100%. If he comes in and says, that's what I've got, you can absolutely believe it. And that goes a long way.
Yeah, I do think the Lexus, they're looking super strong at the moment. They've made great strides with that RCF GT3 car in recent weeks. The car has been fast in Europe, and they've made great progress here as well. And Jack is fabulously fast.
When I timed, it looked pretty close between the 15 car and the Audi.
Silver should do a 5.5.
Copy that.
Paul always says we're his entertainment. We keep the mood very light around here, and
the monkeys. First met Sage in 2012. We were racing Star Mazda together. Obviously, we raced together that year. We finished first and third, but we were always dip and tuck, racing each other. You know, he'd win a few, I'd win a few. Both of us now racing for the same team, working with Lexus, 3GT, and living together.
Yeah, I'm like the super clean, keep everything neat. Jack's kind of a mess.
Well, he said but reverse. Everything we do just ends up turning into a competition most of the time. I think we're kind of different personalities, but then at the same time we like have some stuff in common and we have a good laugh. Like, it's never dull, is it?
No, never dull in the 204.
Never dull in the 204. We've actually just both brought our go-karts up to Lansing, so we're going to be hitting the go-kart track. I mean, we get on well off the circuit. Still to this day though, you know, we want to beat each other every session, every qualifying, every race, you know. We'll do anything we can to get one over the other one. Finished up for the day, P1.
Nah, that's a lie.
Jack comes from an industrial part of the UK. Jack fought for everything. You know, his parents sacrificed a great deal to get him in the sport. His family mortgaged their house to get him an IndyCar test. He essentially sold everything he had to come to the US, living in the back of his car because he had no money, and really invested in being here. A couple years ago at Daytona, we had an early mechanical issue and we lost an hour. And we put Jack in the car and I said, get me back as many laps as you can. You're gonna be in the car 2.5 hours. And he got back 5 laps, which is really pretty unheard of.
Yes.
And that showed, to me, a lot of character. We weren't gonna win the race, but people were gonna know we were there.
Paul's a racer, John's a racer. You look at the people who work here, a lot of them have been here for a very long time. People like Troy, people like Mark, mechanics who've been here for 20, 30 years. And they were, mechanicking on Paul's car back when he was racing. So there's definitely a very, family team atmosphere, and it's just a very passionate team. Do you know what I mean? You've got that kind of, I guess, the gentle Aussies, Canadian, American, Italian kind of blood, right? So they're pretty fiery about it all, and I like the fact that everybody wants to win, and I think it shows with how we compete on the track and off it.
Next episode on In the Pit, the mentor, the great Scott Pruitt.
When he went to the Jack Roush Gong show in the early 80s, he came away as the fast guy. He couldn't buy his ride. He had to talent his way into his ride.
Hi to my family at home.